There we go. Happy Thursday. Happy pre-July 4th Eve. I noticed it right about the same time you said it. I forgot I didn't run my automation, so it doesn't automatically unmute when I do things manually. Oh, it's a morning. But anyway, doesn't matter. Figured I had some arena grinding to do, so I would fire up a stream. We could talk about the live stream. We can kind of do some arena grinding. We can recap the season that was Battleground season. Was it 29? I think it was 29. Can you believe it has been a couple years that Battlegrounds has been around? It doesn't feel that long to me. So yeah, it's been out for a while. Still some bugs in there that have been in there since the beginning of the season. I ran into the unknown error. The last stream that I did cost me a match. Then I was at 343 points, I think was my high mark. One win away from being M3, and wouldn't you know it, the unknown error. Cost me a match, and then I didn't recover from there. So I think I finished. I ended up where I was at Quantum 1. I think by the time it was all said and done, I was probably pushed down to Quantum 2. Finished at like 308 points, something like that. So, it is what it is. I kind of sent my video and my frustrations, took a BAM on it, and we'll see. I told them after the live stream that the highlight for me will be when I see patch notes and it says the unknown error is now known and they can fix it. That is my goal. That is what I'd love to see. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of having to kind of restart the game client every hour when you're doing, a big Battlegrounds climb. You watch like Barrow or any of those guys. They do it almost every other match. They're restarting the client to make sure that doesn't happen. You shouldn't have to do that. It's a memory leak or something somewhere. No, it's not easy to find, but that's what it is. So, like I said, we'll knock out these arenas. We'll talk some of the live stream, whatever is on your guys' mind, and we'll just kind of take the stream from there. We're going to flip over to a new screen and see if it works. There we are. We kind of have a live stream recap screen. Hey, Samuel. Hey, Zemo. Welcome in. So yeah, I'll grind down here in the corner. I have got screen captures of everything from the live stream. So if there's any questions, anything you want to see, anything you want to talk about, I can go directly to it. Well, not directly to it, but I can find it. So, just kind of going through what they've done. Let me bring it up so I can actually have my mouse work. Hey, there we go. Everything kind of working this morning. It is amazing. It is a miracle. I don't understand it. Every once in a while, I can do things. Now, let's see. The other thing I want to do is that. And let's get this grind started and done. Should take me about 45 minutes or so to grind this entire arena. Hopefully not much more than that, because I don't have much more time than that this morning. I think off-season Battlegrounds is fun. And why am I looking at that screen trying to do arena from my computer screen? I'm not running on the PC. Although I probably could have. But you'd hear a lot more tapping than what you guys hear when I'm just pounding on my phone screen. So what did you guys think of the live stream yesterday? There is a ton of stuff coming in July. That was kind of my takeaway of all of it. I didn't realize I was berserk. You boo? No, you don't boo, Messiah. You never boo. I said hi to you, I think, the first time before I was unmuted. So I count that as saying hi to you. Too much overview, not enough detail. Well, there was details in there. The big thing I'm looking forward to is that side event. The side quest event, however you want to call it. That to me looks fun. It's probably going to be boring as hell. But for somebody who can sit here and do arena after arena after arena and kind of knock all these out, boring is kind of fun. It's going to be fairly easy. I will grind it. I don't know if I'm going top 200. But you're excited to be surprised. Well, then let's go down through it. So, saga overview, kind of the same old with sagas. they're doing those rotating boosts. I didn't even realize one of the boosts was live. Shows how much I pay attention. Didn't realize we had a thing boost. I probably won't take any advantage of the Human Torch boost, outside of maybe on Human Torch. Let's see here. They have the Saga Sail. There's a new Saga Chase champion with Mr. Fantastic. You got the Idle Chase with Soularch. A new Alliance War Showcase coming. An Incursion Saga coming. The Rebirth event, which I don't know if I'm that excited for, to be honest. Let's kind of go on here. So the new side quest, I do like that they did show, and it's kind of worth going to the live stream to watch the playthrough of one round of the side event. I do like that. The top 200 people will get a 7-star high evolutionary. The top scorer will get a SIG 200 high evolutionary, which is why I'm thinking about possibly going for it in the event. I don't know if I'm going to go for number 1. I don't know if I have that much grind in me, but I think the enticement of finishing first in a realm event kind of is intriguing to me. Everybody's on equal footing, so it really just comes down to a little bit of RNG and playtime. Now, I know there's people with more playtime than I have, but I don't have any travel coming up that I know of during that time, so I have playtime. Yeah, it to me, I like the concept. It does feel a little bit Pokemon-ish, but it eventually will benefit those people who got to collect them all, is my thinking. They're doing this right now. They're giving everybody the same chance. So everybody starts off on equal footing. But eventually, I'm thinking, it's going to move to, you got to collect them all. Move away from the 2-star. It'll maybe go to something else. It'll benefit those that spend the time, the energy, the resources, whatever you want to call it, to gather up the 2 stars, the 3 stars, the 4 stars, 5 stars, whatever, rank them up, and be able to utilize them. So it does something for people like me who, don't really have very many champs to grind for. I've got, I think, the majority of the 2 stars. It'll be nice to be able to do something with them. Hey, Hake, what's going on? So yeah, I am looking forward to that side quest. Like I said, I think I may try to go for top 200. I wish there was a leaderboard or something to show what scores people were putting up, because it'll be very hard to determine what exactly is needed to do top 200. The version 1 is just the first time that they're doing this. They did say on there that after this one, they'll come back with something else. They'll take this version back, iterate it, and bring it back later to come up with another version of it. Kind of like what they've done with some of the incursions, what they're doing with Valiant EQ. I'll get into that. They got into that a little bit later on. We're getting version 2 of the Valiant EQ in July. But let's see if there's any more on this. Okay, yeah, so Grandmasters Grace Volume 2. They're starting to do that. They want to iterate. They want to try to improve things like that. So the version 2 of Grandmasters Grace is those lovely new champion crystals that you can buy for 300 units. Okay. When they first came out, it was you could buy, once you hit crystal 120, you are guaranteed that champion. The version 2 is now that will carry on between featured champions. So if you open up, say 10 for each champion, by the time you get to the 12th champion, you're guaranteed to get them. I think 120 is too high of a mark as well. But what are you going to do? So so it does guarantee you that you get the featured 7-star every 120 crystals. And that, like I said, carries on between featured champions. That's nice. Not the end of the world. it's not going to entice me to buy any more of them. My last one for it that I was going to try for ever, whoops, didn't quite back away far enough, was Bastion. I spent $500 or $600 to get Bastion, and then they screwed me over and have made every meta since then not appropriate for Bastion. Not where you can take full advantage of his kit. And you know what? If they're going to do that, I don't want to deal with it. And I'm not paying any attention to the arena that I'm doing, which is fine. It's just arena. The AI here is wonkier than anything. I mean, you notice that, right? Just back up the whole time and then just toss a special attack. So, don't like they're moving a soft cap to 39K. They are testing. Yeah, I'm hoping. I think this was I didn't want to grind. I did not want to whale out on this event. I got enticed into it. Is the only reason I did it. It doesn't feel good anymore. There's just too many events, too much of a spend commitment to keep that up. Oops. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to, like I said, I don't know if I'll grind it. This rebirth event will be very telling. If the rebirth event, and we'll kind of go through those champions here in a minute. Let me move down to the next page here. So yeah, that's really all the Grandmasters Grace version 2 is. Summoners Fest. Who's going? Who's going? I have started looking at flights and started looking at spots to stay. I agree. My max spend is 36K units every 3 months. They are doing a sale. Yeah. I don't even know if mine's going to be 36K every 3. I'm thinking of just July 4th and Cyber Weekend. And grind in between there to get the units. If this looks like Turbo Brain Rot mode. Hey, Weedman. Yeah, pretty much. It's just mainly to kind of recap the live stream. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm looking into it. I'm not going to be one of the Battleground Brawlers. No, I won't qualify. I'm going to go for fun. My wife is going to join me, I think. She will do something while I geek out and go to the events. She would be so uncomfortable around all you guys. She hates anything to do with gaming. She hates that I do this. So getting her to go is more of an enticement of saying, hey, you can go shopping and you can go look around Vancouver while I go be a little kid again. Yeah, I don't have as much time to grind as I used to. I still try to do the big 2 arenas. They put out all the qualification stuff out there. Still some question on the format of the brawl itself. Will it be like last time, where it is best of 3, single elimination? Will there be a double elimination? Will it be best of 5? Problem is timing. Even with just 8 competitors, there's quite a few matches that you have to get through in a 2-day event. Come on, throw your flippin' special, dude. And then he clips me. Yay, team. I hate the AI. If you hate Battlegrounds AI, run Arena. You'll appreciate the Battlegrounds AI that much more. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. Fantastic Force Incursions. Oops. I thought I killed him. Let's kill him now. So, standard Incursions. There is a generic 1 to 2 gem in there. 15 whole sig stones, which my ugly face is hiding up. And something new that they're doing. Let me go ahead and hide myself here just so we can see everything on this one. Where am I? Where am I? There I am. So they've got these Summoner Fest Realm points. They're doing a realm-wide event. And you know, completing the incursions, you get realm points. You'll see realm points mentioned in a few other things. They have not announced what the milestones are in the realm event yet, or if they did, they may have come out yesterday, and I haven't looked at it yet. But you know, they do have another realm event coming. I kind of like those. I kind of enjoy the realm events. It's kind of free goodies. I'm going to do this stuff anyway, so giving me extra rewards for doing the same stuff I was going to do anyway is always nice. Fine. Like I said, the AI in this is horrendous. It gets better after the first 15 matches or so, but until then, it's pretty bad. So yeah, standard incursions, nothing new there. Standard kind of Alliance War showcase. You know, there you go again. More Summoner's Fest points included in that. Your standard rewards, I don't think that's changed at all since they've started doing this. You know, research grant tickets for the Mr. Fantastic. So you will have to run that if you want to get those points. Fine. You know what? Just die. Get me through my 10. Let me get through this. This is the worst part of the arena grind, is these first several matches. I could have heavied him, probably killed him quicker. So yeah, that'll kick up next week. The Saga Champion Showcase, kind of those paths that go along with the Alliance War Showcase. You run one, you get the 4 to 5 rank up gem to go along with it. This time where you're going to be using Mystic and Mutant champions. Pretty easy, pretty quick, pretty fun. Nothing real complicated in there. I do like that there's 5k 7-star shards in there. I think that's new, possibly. I may be wrong, but shards are shards. Raid month. Raids are fun. Raids are much better than AQ, which I've got to finish up on the mini account for anybody who's in my alliance with my mini account. I did do a bunch of it this morning. Got to finish that up. So I like that they've lowered the amount of tickets required for each week. So it's 45 for each week. They are giving you ways that you can earn them. They said they're live now, and I haven't gone to look. Oops. So there may be a way to earn 45. They said you can earn them through Alliance War fights and AQ fights. So shouldn't be anything that we really have to struggle for, as long as you're, I assume, in an alliance that does Alliance War. It won't be any difficulty to get there. You know, I would still recommend buying tickets. You know, even though they're giving the tickets away, that way you can get ahead of it. I usually have 2 raids worth of tickets at any given time. I maintain keep buying because you never know. You may have a vacation or go away for a week and you just don't have time. And I hate this chick. I really hate her animations. She feels so clunky. I know she's very powerful. She just, the whole thing just doesn't feel smooth. She's one of the few champs that I say I hate the animations on. And I know I could swipe up to throw those stupid swords, but I hate swiping up. See, I'm sitting here Yeah, I don't understand. Just go away. That's why she will never be ranked up. She's at rank 2 on my account. Maybe a time I need her. But anyway, so raids, all new raid every week, changing different things. And there we go. Oh, it's Valiant Event Quest version 3. Sorry, I said version 2 earlier. But Valiant Event Quest version 3. This one's going to be different. I don't know if I like it or not. Let me bring my ugly mug back on here. There we go, because I'm not covering anything up anymore. So this time, instead of going in with individual champions, which just kind of makes sense, you're taking in a team of 3. You will do 3 to 4 fights with that team, and then you have to swap out the entire team for another team to do another 3 to 4 fights. I think there's going to be less fights per path, but a little bit more planning required. And it's also kind of weird that you start the path at the boss fight, which is also kind of nice, I guess, in a way, because if you die on the boss fight, you can just kind of restart. So maybe that's a cool feature. Not really sure. Kind of like now, the rewards are earned on all 6 paths, so you get path rewards. I'm sure there's an overall completion reward, things like that. Hey, Shark, what's going on? So yeah, the full team swap, to me, I just kind of like that they're shifting things up, that they're trying new things. I'm going to give them, I'll give them props for that. We'll see how it works. And it says multiple scaling boss fights per quest. That I don't understand. We'll have to see how that works and what that exactly is. But I will give them all the props in the world. They are trying new things. And that's always encouraging to me that they're willing to shift it up. It had been, 8 years, 9 years, whatever it was, maybe even 10 years before they really shifted anything up. It's been the same format practically since day 1. So a new format, shifting things up, I'm good with that. And feel free, guys, chime in here with any of your thoughts as we're going through these things. I don't want it to be a monologue. All right, Future Foundation, launching July 23rd, weekly objectives. This is kind of the Omega Days type event. Hey, Steve. Need help deciding who to R3. Awakened Adam Warlock or Unawakened Count Nefaria. Well, you know what? I will chime in with my thoughts eventually, but let's do this. Start a poll. Who to R3 for MC Steve? What game mode are you focused on? EQs. Yeah, I agree with that. It was a really easy grind. It was just a grind. Yeah, I didn't use any revives either. My mini account couldn't do it because I did not have enough. Is it Cosmic Champs ranked up or something like that? I was trying to do some of it with 5 stars, and just the chip damage was too much for it to be even considered remotely fun. But, currently on Act 8, BGs on occasion. Well, I'm saying if you're going through Act content, even Unawakened, I think Nefaria is probably the better option. In my opinion. We'll see what the poll says. We'll let that run for a little bit. So, yeah, it is... we've got the Future Foundation coming, so that's, like I said, kind of like the Omega Days event. Side quest thing, I don't know what you want to call it. Oops, I forgot. You know what, let's just 5-hit combo this guy. It's taking too long. And this is kind of cool. The big prize at the end of it, the class 7-star gem for Valiant. I don't need many 7 stars, but it's nice that you can target a class if you want to awaken somebody, if you want to get a, you know, a dupe on somebody, if you're chasing a champion like I was for the longest time with Odin. I will probably choose Mystic, simply because I'm the only champion in the basic I don't have right at the moment is Sim Supreme. Sorry, just kind of focusing here for a second so that I don't lose my streak and have to redo all these fights. Okay. I need Kushala and Photon only. Yeah, so, you know, it is nice there, Weedman. You'll be able to, you know, do a, you know, a Mystic or a Science Gem with the rewards. Kind of a nice little feature there. There we go. So you got the Maker coming. Kind of a weird looking dude. Those animations, the gameplay was out there. They did a little bit of the deep dive. The animations are just a little weird. I do like that he is immune to Neuroshock and reverse controls, thus countering Onslaught, countering Gene, probably some others that they do it. The evade and stun on well-timed blocks, that was kind of unique as well. You know, and then kind of like the Mr. Fantastic pre-fights, he's got some pre-fights, he's got some mines, he's got some funky things that he can do. Looked like decent damage overall, didn't look anything game-breaking. You know, the whole trap/mine mechanic, you know, the spacing on the map all of a sudden is the big thing this year with all the champions. You know, it started kind of with a leader with the green door. Now you've got the Maker. You've got, oh, what's her name? Silver Sable. You've got, you know, Craven, all those champions with the traps and where you have to worry about spacing on the map and pushing them into certain zones and things like that to get the maximum damage. It's fine. You know, it just, to me, those things are so AI dependent of trying to pull them off, because you could get an AI that just doesn't want to do something. Yeah, Carolina. You know, you could very easily get an AI that doesn't want to hold block and gets very aggressive and pushes you against your back wall. You know, and won't let you kind of push them back to where you want them. You know, things like that. It just, yeah, it becomes a game then of RNG. Am I going to get the right AI? I guess would be a way of doing it. I don't think this guy's is, you know, bad as some of the others, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of the mine thing. I wasn't a big fan of it with Silver Sable. You know, hers is even more important for her. And just being able to, you know, hers, you have to line up 3 of them, and then you have to hope the AI will cooperate and walk through all 3 of them while you're doing certain things and before you do certain things. Not a huge fan of it, but you know, once again, props for trying something new. We'll see how it works in reality. High Evolutionary. Now this guy looks like a defensive pain in the arse. Immune to buffs granted by champions. Well, that takes out Kushala. Can't use her against him. Immune to rupture and neutralize. I'm so glad they've got a rupture immune champion. There's probably a couple others, but it's been about time. Inflicts exhaustion and wither. Auto block. Just with the new AI, we can't manipulate it like normal. So yeah, I'm going to try to go to the brawl. Truth is, most likely going to go, and his wife. Oh, Truth is most likely going to go, and his wife will go along with his kid. His wife went to the meetup in Cali earlier this year. Cool. Yeah, my wife's going to go along. She won't go into any of the events and anything like that, but there you go, Rajit. I agree. Hey, Ice, what's going on? I agree. You fight dust. Okay. One of the things, you know, in my arena grind on that last day. Hey, thank you for the sub too. Ooh, you know what? Hold on. I don't have anything in this So and I don't think this will work. Let me see. Okay, yeah, it doesn't work. So I have to come in here, find it, do that. There we go. Have to do it manually. I've just set up the screens for the day to kind of go over these events. So thank you for the sub there. A lot of it is all manual based. I haven't set up all my automations. But yeah, I had one fight against Dust, going perfect. You know, should have been an easy win. Was fighting her with Kate. All I needed was one more special one dex. One more special one dex, clean, 100% full health finish. You know, he was fighting. I can't remember if that was the fight he was going against Serpent or he was going against Dark Phoenix. Either way, he was going to take chip damage and probably be slower. She threw the special one. My phone completely lagged out. I got hit by the first hit, the first projectile. I couldn't dex, nothing I could do, and lost the match. So there's a couple matches I lost on my grind to try and get M3 that really hurt me. I know Akbar and Abdo are going. Yeah, Abdo's actually coming my way the first week of November, and then we're gonna head up to DC for a game, and then we'll all meet up back again. I think Abdo, Lefty, and I, and maybe some others. I don't know if we're going to do a kind of a East Coast meetup that weekend or not. I hadn't really heard what they're planning for that. I'm just kind of helping to gather the tickets and going up. So I know B McG are going to go. Oh, Yusuf is going. Yeah, he was my first text. Hey, Jason, what's going on? The TLDR on the stream, lots of new stuff coming. Lots of new events, lots of stuff in July. It'll be a busy month. Yeah, so I'm gonna go. At least my plan right now is to go. I've already got the time off from work. I've already looked at tickets. I've got to find an Airbnb. I typically stay in hotels when I go, but the hotels there were a little pricey. So I may do hotels. I may stay Airbnb. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe hotels. A hotel that's got a spa. I'll send my wife to the spa, and she can do whatever she wants while I am at the meetup for the couple days. Let her do her fun. I'll probably go. I'm planning on spending a week there. So, hey Heinz. At least that's my current plan. Probably fly up the Sunday before, stay through the Sunday, and then fly home Monday or something. But yeah, so High Evolutionary looks like a massive pain in the arse for defense. We'll see how it works out. With him, you're not going to be able to repeat. You're not going to be able to do your standard medium, light, medium combos because he will auto block you. You'll need to do light, medium, or medium, light, medium. Alternating your combos just kind of like you do with the evade node. It's not going to be too hard, just going to be a slow fight. That's for the brawl, yeah. For the brawl. So it'll be nice to go meet some folks, see some folks face to face. I if they were going to do cosplay, I may try to do a Bastion build-up. Here's about defenders. We need her 2 point. Well, I'm not going to lie. There are a couple champs that have come out that everybody says are defensive, but really aren't that bad offensively. Jean Grey, still a very, very good defender, but very good on attack. I took her up over Dazzler. Read your message, and that's what you was yapping about. And Minnow might go, and Instinct, you might, yeah. And Ghost Runner, yep, we're gonna get Jason up there. He's gonna leave the southeast with me. He's going. Jay will probably go. So, hoping to see a lot of it. Hoping to see a lot of folks in there. All right. Soularch. There we are. The next idol. Now, it is worth going and watching the recap just to watch the little bit that they showed of his attack. He looks pretty darn good. He really does. I mean, he looks pretty darn. He looks like he's going to be a banger. Zemo and Messiah in the same chat. Yeah. Well, you know, I'll read the ones I can. I might try to say my 3. I've got 2 right now. I've got a generic 3 to 4 and gem, and then I've got a regular rank up I can do. I'm not doing anybody yet. I wanted to see what the 2 new champions for the month look like, but Soularch may get one of them. He looked. You know what? Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if we can go find it. I just want to show that little bit of the animation, and I don't care, Firefox, if you update it. Go to YouTube and kabam live stream. They're doing a replay right now. Let's see if I can fast forward. Around,
as we mentioned earlier, things are...
Hush. Wow, they've got this sucker looped. Okay, let me see if I can find Soularch here. Okay, getting close. Give me 1 second. It's on the high evolutionary gameplay right at the moment, which looks cool. And what I'll do is I'll go back and show the side quest. Here we are. Let's see if I can get to the gameplay. And then I will show you the screen. Okay, there we are. Okay, let's make this bigger. Let's put on Firefox, which should come on top. Wow, I'm good sometimes. Let's go there. Let's hide the chat to make it even bigger. All right, so here's, and I will unmute it, and here's the Soularch gameplay.
Clip. But we rolled the clip.
Okay. So there you go. Had to slow it down a little bit just so you could see some of those numbers coming off. And they're only going at 720p. So, you know, they're kind of like my hotel streams. Let's see if we can do, let's see, where was the rebalance stuff? Yeah, they are picking on Onslaught. Everybody complained there wasn't an Onslaught counter. Now there is. There's a couple of them now. You weren't supposed to intercept me there. All right. Oh, yeah, let me end that. Sorry, I kind of lost that. Let me go ahead and end that poll for you. So, yeah, I think Unawakened Neff will be more useful for you in the Act content than Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock overall is probably a better champion when he's awakened than Count Nefaria unawakened, but there we go. Yeah, every new champ, you know, from Bastion on, they've made it so that they counter the biggest pain in the butt mutant champ. Right after they get everybody to rank up Onslaught for defense, they give everybody the ability to overcome them. And as far as counters go, I have a new favorite for this chick right here. Yelena, to me, destroys Photon. I don't know if there's anything else. Let's see. Burn-in, Rip, Hulkbuster, Sebasti, Basti. Exactly. If I have time, I may do it anyway. I just don't know how I'd get everything to Vancouver. I would love a banger new Thor. I'm not sure I am ready for any changes to MODOK, and MODOK to be a 7-star. I don't like fighting him. Maybe they make him that because his auto. The thing I don't like is his auto block mechanic is. I hate fighting this guy. His auto block mechanic is a pain in the butt. You know, if you're just gonna hold, fine. Oops. I don't know. I'm not a Tiger player, as you can tell. Heck with it. I'm just going to do this. Too close. And dead. All right. Wonderful. He is the stupidest champ to me in the world. Just pure dumb. Let's see. If MODOK is broken, but looks like the Quantum Mania version, it's going to be a while. Yeah. And then, of course, I get Enchantress in the next round. Even better. Let's move on. Okay, so they did do the kind of the roadmap recap, and I'll go back into the stream and find where they did the side quest, because that does look fun to me. But all this stuff here is live. All the proposed changes that they wanted for Radiance. Just come on. Like I said, Arena just kind of gets to the point where it's like, you know, just give me what I need. I don't care about all the other crap. Let me get through these fights quicker. And people putting in, granted I'm using Korg, so somebody's got to fight him, but nothing new there. Nothing new on Alliance Wars, going back to normal. Battlegrounds. There were some questions from some folks on it that didn't watch the live stream and just saw the slide. The sigil, the shuffle signet that they're looking at changing, you're going to require them the same way. They're going to be the same price. Deathless Thanos tomorrow from... Oh, grats. That's a decent Battleground season grind there if you're going to get Deathless Thanos out of it. I think BG rewards will be tomorrow. I don't think it's today. So yeah, the shuffle signet. I like the concept of what they're talking about with it. You know what they're really fine. You know, it won't do a whole lot of damage, but I don't care. Do enough. So what they're talking about is, you know, if you have 5 champions up there on the screen, right now you hit the shuffle, very good chance you're getting all 5 of them back. It's happened to me many, many, many times. Oh, Deathless King Group. Cool. So you're going to use the Radiance to get your Deathless piece that you missed. Anyway, so what they will do with 5, if you shuffle 5, those 5 are going to stay. You're still going to see them on the screen. What the new shuffle signet will do is give you 3 new champs in addition to those 5. So you will be absolutely no worse off than what you were before, but it will give you 3 additional choices out of your pool. So I really like that concept. I think that is the best of both worlds. That way you're no worse off than you were before you hit the reroll, and you've got some additional chances to get somebody you're looking for. Oh man, weed. Just got the login piece I didn't know about. Yeah, that sucks. But I'm glad you got it. You're going to be able to get it. Deathless Slanos may end up being a rank 4 mine. I don't know. Where did I finish in BGs? Finished at 308 points. I was talking earlier. I got, whoops. At one point, I got up to 340. I think it was 347. I was basically 1 win away from M3. And I got the unknown error in that match. And then never recovered. So, I ended up tilting down to like 225, and then I climbed back to 308 and said, to hell with it, I'm done. Had about an hour left I could have done. They're introducing whitelist and blacklist into BGs. They have said that new champions will be whitelisted, so there will be no banning new champions when they come out. And then the little leagues for smaller rosters, for smaller players, there'll be 2 versions of Battlegrounds. Yep. So they've kind of paused that work for right now to see what Radiance did over this past season, because this was really the first season with Radiance really prominent in there. So we'll see what they come up with. Maybe there wasn't as much parking. I know some people did, but I don't know. I kind of like the concept of some decay, but I'm not one that typically takes a lot of time off from Battlegrounds, so. Yeah, the heck with it. I'm just going to push you. The only thing, I love Sentinel, and I would take him to rank 4. The only thing I don't like about Sentinel is his clunky dex back. Hey, show. So yeah, there's that. Side quest, it's here. I will, like I said, we'll go back and we'll look at the kind of the live gameplay version of it that they had the developer of it show. Thought it was pretty good. I like the looks of it. I like the concept of it. We'll show you the grind and the rewards and all that type of stuff. Event quest auto-scaling still coming soon in active development. Getting rid of all the various, 6, 7 different levels of the event quest. You'll have one. So I like that. I like that concept. Having an elder difficulty, the Gauntlet format, so you'll have your traditional easy level, grind for units or whatever, use some energy, auto fight, and then you'll have a difficulty that will go based on what progression level you are. The rewards are supposed to scale as well. Yeah, prestige will come into play on that. They didn't really talk too much about how. That will be, another thing that it's important to kind of have those prestige champions ranked up for. Right now, it is just a queue that really matters, but, you know what? You can go away. Don't throw your special. Why? Let's just kill you. Wasn't going to do this, but why not? So yeah, that'll be kind of fun. I don't think I have top 30 prestige, but you never know. I'm just making sure they finally address matchmaking for solo raids. More details next month. Once again, another solo mode that will probably take prestige into account. So Yusafa and the whales will have a solo mode to kind of go along with what their prestige is. That's my guess. They haven't said anything about it, but I'm guessing since it's raids, it's probably going to be important to have prestige for that. Daily crest rework. They're getting rid of like the Catalyst Daily, the potion daily, the the class catalyst daily, whatever all those were. You know, kind of revamping all that because they are severely outdated. So that'll be nice. There'll be regular ones Monday through Saturday and a super version coming on Sunday. Hey, Cyber. Mysterium update. I thought they were getting rid of all these currencies and going to put them all into Radiance. But I guess we're going to get a Mysterium store update. Removing some of the existing Alliance events and doing a weekly Alliance super event that will capture like the level up one and whatever the other random one is that they've got out there. So you'll have one Alliance super event that will cover what's currently out there now. So you'll get your, you know, your 20% champion health boost and other stuff that you get in those crystals through this daily super event now. Hopefully less selectors than what we've got currently. Oops. Oops. Forgot again. More details coming soon on that. That'll be in August. An update to the Sigil store. I've already awakened my Sigil Witch. I don't think I'm going to do anything else with her. I just bought I think I bought a Titan crystal with it. I'm pretty sure I got a parry in there. Thank you. So yeah, be more details on that coming next month. New relics. This is going to be weird. There's some weird things with the relics. So, for example, you've got down there the Bullseye relic. My understanding is there are 5 different versions of that Bullseye relic. With basically different stat boosts on each. I haven't read the Dev Diary, so I don't know as much there as I probably should. So those are coming in August. 60 unique per rarity, so 60 unique 5, 60 unique 6, 60 unique 7-star relics. Different crystals, different shards, same rank up materials. So I'm trying to save the rank up materials I've got. Not going to open any more crystals so that I have embers and alloys and whatever else is needed. And I'm not paying a bit of attention to this fight. So yeah, it'll be nice that there'll be a bunch of them. What it will end up meaning is you don't have to constantly be shifting relics in and out off of champions unless there is something for a particular need. You need a certain relic on there for, which will be nice. And you know, it's champions like this, just slow down an arena grind. Let's go on. Rebirth event. This is kind of the Omega Days event for this year. Half tempted just to throw this fight. So you're going to have, you know, an Act 8 Crucible, which will be kind of cool. They did Act 7 before, so hopefully some decent rewards from it. That'll be at least fun to stream and at least fun to do, I think. Those have been well received in the past. You So that's going to be coming. Does it say when? No, it doesn't. So you'll get the 7-hour crystals in there as well. Can I finish her off with a 5-hit combo, striker 5-hit combo? Probably not. But I'm tired of this fight. Any arena fight, when you're running recoils, that takes, where am I at, 70 hits, is way too much. Let's see. So, there's your champions receiving tune-ups and coming as 7 stars. I'll hide the gameplay for a second. There they are. They're going to get tuned up and come out. There's really only one I'm excited for. Oops. Only one of those I held any excitement for, and that's Dr. Voodoo. That's the only one of those that I'm, I guess a lot of it's going to depend on how they do it. I Voodoo, Sabretooth may be okay, Cull may be okay. I'm not a fan of Anti-Venom at all. Maybe updated, he'd be good. I'm not a fan of Viv at all. Maybe updated, she'll be good. But I like Voodoo. He was my first rank 5 5-star. Hey, PWF. Yeah, so Voodoo was an early favorite of mine. I loved him. Very, very flexible. Got the nice little heal at the beginning, so he's semi-recoil friendly. You got some power control. You got some buff control. Decent. So I think the only thing I will do in that event quest is go for Voodoo. I don't know if I'll get an Awakening Gem for Voodoo. I may save my generic for him because he kind of does need to be awakened. The rest of them, I'll eventually collect them all. I don't care about any of them. It's just that, that's going to be another spend event that I don't care that much about outside of Voodoo. And that was it. Let's go back up here now. Hold on. Let me get this fight done, and we'll go back up and we'll talk about the new side quest, and I'll get the video footage queued up for that. Because that, to me, like I said, I may grind for it. I've got time during... Where was it? There it is. So let's see. That's fairly early on in the stream. Let's see if I can go find the footage for that. Give me 1 second. It was fairly early on in the stream. Okay, here's the guy talking about it. Okay, we'll just kind of go through, watch this whole section of it. All those Doom Easter eggs, really hope the next champ replacing Soularch in the next fight. We'll have to wait and see. All right, let me bring back up this screen. There, and we can listen and watch in.
Up on the screen then, and Kabam LF is going to give us a nice run through as we go through it. Let me know whenever we are ready to get that up. Yep. Look at that, beautiful. So this is the landing screen right here. What do we got going on?
So as you can see, there's the 2 entry types here. The first one is the standard entry, and as I mentioned, you can see the milestones on the right-hand side there. Once you play the standard entry enough to reach that 4th milestone, you'll unlock the energized entry. And in the top right, if you see that clash, if you tap on the arrow to the right of that clash, you'll see this is the recruitment event, and this is the ranked one that when you play the energized event, you'll contribute points to that.
Wow.
So
Pretty much
if you tap
PWF.
on info on the bottom there and go to the ranked rewards, you'll see those juicy rewards. We've got a legend title as well as the 200 high evolutionary.
And also, speaking of 200, rank number 1 doesn't just get high evolutionary, he gets a Sig 200.
Sure does.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
So let's see how this works. So we're going to hit enter game here with 10 energy.
Yeah, so you're going to enter the game, and straight away you will form 5 random champions from the 52 that you get at the start.
So we got Spider-Ham, Howard the Duck, Wiccan, Penny Parker, and Ghost.
Absolutely. And as you can see, each champion has an associated faction. So that's, you can see the Stretch. He's got the number 4 as well, grade. So each champion's going to have a faction or a grade. And the goal of this mode is to form the strongest squad possible with the associated factions and grades. So if you tap the points button in the top right there, so here's all the squads that you can form. You can scroll, and if you scroll down, you'll see your one is highlighted. So you have the lowest scoring
Fantastic.
squad right
So
now.
I'm off to a great start. It can only go up from
Exactly. It can't get worse at this
And
point.
it's not even a last call.
So you'll have 3 chances to swap out champions before you have to score your squad. If you happen to form a really high scoring squad at the start, you can just jump straight to the boss fight.
All right.
But you don't really have a good one. So why don't
Apparently,
we-
it's the worst I could possibly do. So now you're the expert here. I know you love this game.
I
mode.
sure
I've
do.
played it quite a bit, but
Yeah.
you have been in this thing. So what would you recommend? What should I swap? How many should I swap?
I think we should go for 3 because, as you can see, we've got 2 of the Flame faction here.
All right, so
why
we're
don't
going
we
to go
swap 3?
for Namor here, which
Yeah.
is swap 3. We're going to hit confirm, and that's going to bring up fight locked in, and now I have to choose one of the 5. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to go ahead and use Howard the God here. All right, against Namor.
Let's go for it. So, as I mentioned earlier on, because this event is open up to a lot of players, the fights are pretty vanilla. We do have some buffs that are sort of themed towards the factions and the grades. That'll give you a better fighting chance. But the fights in general, as you can see, Mike is just dissolving Namor here. They're pretty vanilla. So that gives everybody sort of a nice even chance. And as I mentioned, fights aren't the
I shifted
scoring
screens and you
metric
couldn't see
here,
it,
It's the building
but
of the squad. So
he
that's
just
the
did a
key
fight.
reason
It
why
was
we
just
wanted
2
to make
stars
the
against
fights
each other.
Pretty easy. So at this stage, you pick the opponent that lets you swap out 3 hollows. So you're going to pick the 3. I would recommend the 3 that aren't the Flame faction, and
Boom, boom,
hopefully,
boom.
hopefully we get some Flame champions.
Let's see. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
Now
okay.
that looks a lot better to me. We got Torch there with the Flame. We got Silver Surfer and Viv Vision, who are also matching. So let's go ahead and check the points again. And it looks like I'm still pretty low.
You're still pretty low. I think this time if we go for the swap 2, we have a good chance of getting some flames, and then we'll upgrade our hand.
All right, let's do it. All right, so we have. Let's just go for Torch here.
And so each squad that you form has an associated points attribution, and that's how you're going to progress in the ranked reward. So you can, if you want, you can just fight the boss every time and try and grind out points that way, but you know, that's not fun. You want to go for the highest scoring squad possible.
course.
So
That was a fast one.
that was a fast one.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to swap out 2 champions.
Yeah,
I would
let's-
imagine Silver Surfer and
Yeah,
Viv.
let's swap out the 2 storm champions and see what we get.
We're getting people
Come
saying
on.
that they're already loving it. There's some people who aren't understanding it right away, but there are people who are loving it. One person
try one
said
more time.
they're
Let's do
like,
it.
"Dude, you got me hooked."
Yeah.
I say, "Kabam, keep up the good work."
As soon as we got a playable demo of this, I was like, oh, I'm in.
Oh, and I can use the pre-fight again. That's fun. Okay.
You're not having great luck this one.
I'm not having great
Yeah.
luck with this one. That's okay. We're
I
gonna.
will say, Certified Force is the highest scoring. That's worth 10,000 points, I think, which is like 200 times more than what you currently have.
Great.
And nobody on the game team has gotten that in our demos yet. So
Really?
it's a pretty tricky one to
So
get.
I'm not
though.
doing that bad.
Yeah. Dark Avengers 2, do you need to own said 2-star? No,
Nope.
those 2 stars will be granted to you. They'll
Yep.
all be maxed out.
Yep.
You're going to have everything you need to play the mode.
Yep, those are
Yeah.
yours to play with.
All right.
Okay,
so
come
now,
on.
last chance.
Let's go.
To try
Give
and
us
get
some flames, please.
2 flames. All right.
Okay, but you did upgrade your hand. You got.
I'll take it.
Because
I'll take
we have 2 ISO grade champions. You got a deadly duo. there,
Fantastic.
so-
So now we have to fight the boss, which
gotta
is
fight the
Immortal
boss.
Domination. We're going to go ahead and use Penny Parker because she is immune to poison.
Yep. And I'm just throwing in what people are saying. This is totally different.
It's
totally
Love it.
different, yeah.
They said love it. This is great. Someone else is digging it. That's
Hey, go to-
Ross Z513. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. You know, like as you can tell by looking at it, it's unlike anything else in the game at the minute.
And once you become, more efficient with all of this, it's going to be. And I know. So here's the thing: this was a relatively fast experience, all things considered, right? But once you become a little bit more in tune with the hands and what you need to do, it becomes even faster when you're not explaining it and going through it for the first
Absolutely,
time.
like I think people are gonna grind this mode out. Me being one of them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's gonna get super quick. Especially like I said at the start, if you happen to form a high scoring squad right away, you just jump straight to the boss and score your squad.
And now, what happens? Let's just say I were to lose this fight.
You could just, so like any other quest, you could revive your champions, you could take in other champions, and if you quit the fight, you won't score, but you can just revive or swap your champions as much as you want.
Sounds
so
good.
There you go. You got your deadly duo.
I'll
You've
take
made
it.
some progress in the Clash event. Keep going. You'll unlock that ranked event, and then you can push for a high evolutionary.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they said, look, looks great. Game is evolving. That's a key word there.
Okay, so there we go. That is the side event quest for next month. I like it. Like I said, I'm thinking pretty hard about grinding it out. I may do actually some Barrow streams doing it. No camera, no voice. I'll have my meetings going. If I'm not presenting or really need to be in there for anything other than listening, I'm probably going to do that. So yeah. Anyway, that's the recap of the live stream. The only other thing that I've got out there that I want to bring up now that there's more people here, and I've got a video that I am working on for this for later on. But I did mention this earlier on an earlier stream, and I know some people have seen it. I'm going to pop a link into the chat. For those that know Mike Hill, Kal-El, the description of what's going on with him is in the GoFundMe. He's in need of some help. He's gotten kind of ripped off by some contractors, kind of left his place almost uninhabitable. No internet. They knocked out all the cables for all that stuff and a bunch of other things. And it's going to cost him some money to kind of recoup it and make it livable again. But he doesn't have the money. He gave the contractors all the money. He doesn't have the money to take them to court, things like that. So anything that you could do to help him, that's kind of, there's a GoFundMe set up. I did the same thing for Fuse not too long ago when his house burnt down. Said I would do it for Mike, and well, it's out there. I'm going to give him some when I get paid. Kind of an important factor to everything is I do need some money to do it. Up to you. I said I would share it. I'm going to share it. I'm going to put out a little video on it just to kind of help him out as well. But there you go. All right. And as far as there was a poll that I put out there who to rank for, and this is for Son of Jor-El. Speaking of Kal-El, there you go. You've got Yelena or Bullseye. To me, I think I would do Yelena. I like her. I took her up over Bullseye. She's now rank 4 for me. Granted, my Bullseye is not awakened. But there we go. So if you can help Mike out, help him out. Much rather, instead of getting a membership to me, if you were thinking about it, or donating to me, donate to Mike. I'm thinking kind of hard, depending on how this works for him over the next week or so. I may just do a live stream charity event. I think I can do that, where all the proceeds from the stream and all that go to whoever I decide. And I think I can do it to a GoFundMe. So, anyway, like I said, that is it. I'm done with my arena grind. Did take me a little longer than 45 minutes because I was talking and doing other things, but there you are. We got all that arena all done. So both my arenas are complete. Make sure Alliance Quest is done. Alliance Quest is done. I could go do Alliance War. You want me to go big screen and do some live Alliance War and get my butt kicked? Because I don't know who I'm going to bring for the path. I'm going to do Path 4. Going to bring in Diablo for that fight, maybe. I'm thinking of doing Sinister for Thanos and for Yelena. and then possibly bringing in Bastion. It's yeah, it's off season. I've got recoils on, so some of these fights are. Send that to Mike. I will do that. Oops. Hold on. I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do that and that. I will send that. I will group that up with what I send over to him. Greatly appreciated, Ice. All right. I don't know if this is going to work, so we may have some revives ahead of us. Let's go here. We're going to try Sinister. We're going to do our little rank 2 Diablo. If I can find him. I think he's rank 2. Is he just? There he is. He is rank 2. What was the result? The result was what I said. There you go. Let's see. What tech champion do we want to use to take out the boss here, or to take out Onslaught? It's going to have to be. Let's go Bastion. It's been so long since I've gotten to play him. I don't think any of these. Oh, a couple of them take advantage of this. So let's try it. So Sinister, and then Diablo, and then Sinister, and then Bastion. She's rank 3. I am no good with her show. I've tried. Not my thing. I'm going to have to use it to do this because I like you guys and I just grinded the units. I'm going to use some of those units. No, no problem, man. Ads, unfortunately, are all on the YouTube side. I should be okay here, I think. We'll find out. Be a little slow fight, but I'm going to play it safe. Not going to counter anything. We're just going to keep building up. Hey Sam, what's going on? Probably could have finished it there going right into a special, but... Oh no! Anyway. Sinister is so safe when... Yeah. You really like the white and black list for BGs, it'll make it seem like less fighting the same. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. And, you know, the thing that was brought out, I don't know if they mentioned it on the stream or I saw it somewhere else, is then they can bring back a meta. They can bring back some of the same nodes that people liked, but remove some of the same champions that you always used to see. I kind of like that idea. I don't know which one to go here, so I'm going to go Nullify. I don't know if that's the one that's supposed to use for this or not. Stupid glancing. All right. Wanted that. Let's do this. Well, not ideal here. I should have thrown a couple special ones in there, but I kind of forgot how to play Diablo. I may end up dying here because I do not have enough poisons on her. Like I said, I kind of forgot how to play Diablo. And the recoils is not helping me. Yeah, oh well. I think rank 3, and if I played him correctly, fairly easy fight. I should have thrown a couple special ones to build up my charges before I dropped the special 3 to have more poisons on there. She would have dropped like a rock. Probably time to take my Diablo to rank 3. I just wish he was higher sig. Just put all my ranked up champs in my deck and... And you need to kind of intercept on this node. It does not play into the standard parry heavy. And I forgot to select Nullify. Yep, I'm going to have to use a little bit of an energy refill, I think. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to get all the fights done over here. Because I would need 3. Do I have any small ones that I don't have to buy? Oh, you guys are in luck. Let me go see if I can buy another one. I don't want to use units. I'll use those stupid things that are loyalty points, though, if I've got another one. And you can watch me die again. Nope. Well, I'll be streaming later tonight. I'll have my standard night stream. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. Almost thinking about trying the ordeal on my mini account. Almost. Wow, she hurts through block. Ow. Okay. Easy enough. Like the ordeal, but I got roadblocked by... Yeah, see, that's my problem. I've got issues with that account and champions. So I don't know who I can kind of gather up to do it. This fight may not go well. It's been a while since I've used Bastion for anything. let alone on this node, so we'll see how it goes. He's probably going to go unblockable fairly quick. I didn't realize it was going to be right off the bat. Ah, was late there with a light attack. That's right, just getting me power. And I know I could push him to special 2s. I'm just not that comfortable with the special 2 decks yet. That's it. Yep. Like I said, probably not going to go well. With recoils on, this is not a fun fight. Like I said, wasn't really prepared for the unblockable right at the start, so that didn't help. And then kind of screwed up on an intercept because I was watching the wrong screen. Now that I was prepared for it, see, I can do it. Would you throw a heavy? And I'm sick of the medium. Oh. Anyway, did a perfect SP2 dex when I fought Sage Yelena accident. Yeah, don't do this fight at home with recoils on. This is the only thing I hate about Path 4, even in the off season. Recoils just kind of destroy you because you start off with a heal block. And you start off with all the debuffs that are going to kill you on the node. So I think non-recoil based, I typically run this too with a champion that will not suffer from heal block. I think this is probably the first time I've ever seen yeah, I'm done with that. That's stupid. I'm missing every intercept. I'd have to practice this fight because the timing with Bastion's a little bit different. Like I said, I haven't used this guy in so long that I'm not giving him a good show. I think he could even do it with recoils on, but it's painful. Finally. And I can't even get the decks now. Yeah, I think Jack may. No, I don't know if Jack would be better. I think like I said, if I wanted to take the time and the effort to turn off recoils, this would be fine. Because then I could parry, then I could do all the normal stuff, then I could push him to a special 2. How did you dex that? And how did I not dex that? See, just a little practice is all I needed. Come on, your AI is supposed to be one that's heavy, wants to throw heavies a lot. Not light attacks. There you go. Ah! I forgot about the power sting on the node. Too much to keep track of in this fight. Oh well. It was worth a shot. Recoils. Not your friend. Your friend is also dexing. There you go. Thank you for throwing a heavy. All right. I believe, is he? I thought he was. Let me double check. Pretty sure he is. No, he's not. I thought he was. Guess not. I'm looking at his sheet here, and it doesn't say it unless I'm missing it. Not there. 100% resistant to bleed poison effects. When afflicted with bleed, poison, or crush, gets self-repair buff, which doesn't matter in that fight because it's you got heal block. Parry against non-contacts, broken due to unblockable or crush. He gains an auto repair, regenerates. Does he have the psychic shielding? Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, okay, he's got psychic shielding, so yes. He would be to some effects. Not all reverse controls, but he does have psychic shielding. Which is the weirdest, stupidest thing. Okay. Alrighty, that's going to do it for me, though. I've got to go grab lunch, and then I've got a meeting in 30 minutes, so I will be back later with better gameplay than that war fight. Oh well. Let's see if my defenders have done anything. I just temporarily put some funky defenders down. Photon with 4 kills. Nick with none. I should put some bigger ones in there. Because Jean does apply her psychic reverse controls on Unzi, which makes controls reverse. It had me confused. I hate reverse controls. I hate fights like that one where you got to pay attention to so many different things. And with the debuffs on it, what gets me is if they would stay in the same spot. So when the bleed applies or the poison applies, it would stay right there. The same spot under your profile picture. No problem at all. That way when another debuff applies, you had all the heal block and you get the power sting. If I could look in the same spot and know where it's at, no problem. The fact that it bounces around under there with your buffs and your debuffs and all that, my old brain just can't comprehend quick enough. Yeah, I just need to practice Bastion. It's been so long. I mean, I got him and I haven't used him in anything. Couldn't use him in war, or at least never did use him in war. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll have some fun with him. I think the meta's a little bit better for him now than it was before. So, and there I couldn't parry. I was thinking I'd be able to parry at the beginning, so just kind of went into it not prepared the right way and wouldn't run recoils in war. So it all works out. Alrighty, folks. That's going to do it for me. I need some food. Hope everybody enjoyed this recap. If you did, hit the like. thank you for the new sub. I did see 1 or 2 of those. Thank you, Ice. I will make sure that I group that in with the money that I send to Mr. Mike Hill later on. I'm going to send it probably around the 15th. So if anybody wants to send me donations, just make sure it's tagged for Mike Hill, and I will send over those along with what I send when I get paid on the 15th. So until then, and until later tonight, I hope everybody has a great day. And, hold on. Got to get that up there. See, I'm forgetting things. I've been gone so long from my computer, I'm forgetting things. Is anybody streaming? Nick136. Let's go raid Mr. Nick. He's trying some off-season battlegrounds. There we go. Now I'm out. Peace. Take care, all. We'll see you later. Maybe. Wrong screen. That's the one. I'm professional at this.